next module I want to go over is opportunities. So if we pop into the applet here, opportunities does actually have a lot of insights and analytics. A lot of it is already connected to your reports page, but there's a ton of useful things here if you know how to use it that I would really recommend to most, if not all, agents. So first big thing I'd like to talk about are these potential and probable income spots right here. Basically, the way these work is this adds up all the GCI from the files in your pipeline from active all the way to closed. As long as you have a price and a commission rate in there, it's going to take that possible income in there and calculate it for you. So you can see, like with these, I don't have as many prices in there. A lot of these are just blank because we've only just signed them. We don't really have prices assigned for them yet. So it's only reading information from my under contract to close. And the difference between potential and probable is something that you can set up to see how much income you can expect to get versus how much you could get if everything closed. This is a great tool for if you have things in the appointment or the active stage where they don't always get to that closing spot. Sometimes they fall apart halfway through. The seller decides they want to refinance instead of moving. Any number of things can happen there. The way you set that up is you click on any and all the phases, and then you hit edit stages here. And you can see these probabilities right here. If you hit this pen on the right, you can edit those. What these probabilities are is the likelihood that something is to close from that stage. So from inspection to closing, what percentage of files do you get from inspection to closing? What percentage fall out some point between inspection and closing? So say at the inspection period, say 1 year, you get 30 closing, or you get 40 closings, but you had 60 that had gone under contract. That means about 1/3 of your files that hit the inspection page, only 1/3 of those files that got to the inspection point actually fell apart and didn't close, whereas 2/3 did close. Then what you would do is you'd go into inspection here and change this to 66%. And once you have that there, if we go back to opportunities, you can see now my potential and probable income have changed a little bit because only 2/3 of our files are closing from then on. This is something where you could even put in placeholders, and if it feels a little weird or feels a little off, you can always go back and update later. But it's a great tool if you know your conversion rates. It's a great tool you can use to understand how much income you're really going to be getting versus how much is actually happening. Since with checks coming in after closing and income being a little harder to track with everything being commission-based, this can be a great tool to get an idea of, okay, what am I really getting though? What's actually happening here? Yeah. And then I believe if you just scroll down even on this main opportunities page, you can see a ton of analytics here with how many opportunities are being created. So all this is you just scroll down on the main page. You can see the ratio, how many listings you have versus how many buyers you have, just how many opportunities are being created. You can see how many opportunities are being created every month throughout the year. So you can see since last June, we were pretty stagnant. We had 24 total opportunities. We bumped that up to 33 for a while, back down to 26. And then in April, we had a staggering 41 because we were doing great in April. And now we're coming down a little bit back to 26, a little closer to normal. You can track that for listings, for buyers, all that kind of stuff. So you can see with listings, we had that big peak. Buyers, I'm sure you'll see the same thing. So you can see with all your opportunities, how many opportunities there are and what your pipeline is looking like. So you can see even like over a year, like, okay, we had a weird boost in November and a weird boost in April. That's interesting. I wonder if that keeps up year over year. And it just helps you get some insight into your business on how you can improve it and just how everything's going. Additionally, there's a nice short list here of just files that are closing this month. So if you ever need a quick at a glance, what's actually closing, which ones do I need to be most concerned about versus, that new construction that I have closing in November, 6 months from now, which ones are actually need my attention right now. Additionally, you can sort opportunities by whoever is assigned. So if you wanted to just look at one person's opportunities, things like that, you can look at it right there. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I had for analytics and insight.